I'm Tom from DIY Life Tech, and this is a look at my Xterra Treadmill. So this is a foldable treadmill, and I got it because I wanted something pretty basic, something that I could just use to walk inside on days in California here where it's too hot or where there's wildfire smoke that would prevent me from going and walking outside. So this is just meant to be a supplement for me, but this could also be if you're training and you want to have a relatively compact treadmill, or just you don't need a lot of advanced functionality. This is a great option. And it's not going to be quite as wide as some of the bigger models, and it's going to lack some features. For example, it doesn't have an automatic incline. You have to manually set the incline. But again, if you're looking for just something basic and good and functional, this is something that you should definitely consider. So we've got the control panel here. We can select different speeds up to 9 miles an hour. So that's pretty good, pretty fast, even if you're going to do sprinting and that kind of thing. And it's really easy. We're going to put this safety key in first. So this is a really great feature. You can take this key away and put it somewhere else so that it's not possible to activate the treadmill by mistake. Then we put the safety key in, that turns it on. Clip this to your clothing if you're actually going to be exercising, so that way if you were to fall, it would pull the safety key out and stop the treadmill. Really great safety feature to have on there. Then once it's in there, I'm not going to walk on it because I'm taking this video, but I can select a speed, and then I can press enter. And it's going to start up my treadmill. Actually, I guess I have to press start first, and then once it's going, I can select my speed, and then press enter. So now the tread's going to start to move. I can say 3 miles an hour, enter. It's going to lock that in, and then it's going to give me a couple of different readouts here. So I've got the time counting up. You can see my treadmill down here moving at the proper speed. Again, I can select a different one and bump that speed up if I want to, and you can see this is going to increase. It'll also give me the distance that I've gone and the number of calories that I've burned. So here's the tread moving along here. You can see it's relatively narrow, which is good if you want to fit it into a small space. It also is narrow enough to fit through a standard door, which is great. So if you want to move it around your house, or you want to tuck it away when you're not using it in the off season, it's nice to have that. You can see the tread is just a nice grippy rubber tread down there. Again, not as much padding under it as on some other models, but again, if you're looking for something basic, this is a good option for you. So we've got the side runners on here. Another feature that's nice, we can do these programs if we want to. So there's all different speed programs that'll bump the speed up and down as if we're going up and down hills. And you can adjust the incline if you want to. It's these items in the back here, but it doesn't have that automatic incline. Again, not an issue for me. I just like to do flat walking. I can also increase and decrease the speed using these buttons down here if I want to get more incremental speed increases and decreases here. So I can go down, I can go up, and as you can see, I'm getting 4.5, 4.4. I can dial in exactly what I want to have on there. Another nice feature, which is great to see, and again, a relatively basic model, is a heart rate monitor. So if you put your hands on both sides here, it'll actually give you a heart rate reading on here. And that's definitely really helpful to have. And again, we've got this counter for how much time we've been walking, or in this case, it would be like a light jog. So I'm just going to walk on it for a second at a relatively slow pace. You can see what this actually looks like. Works pretty well. And then a really nice feature, when you're done using it, you can stop the tread, obviously wait for it to fully stop, and then you can actually switch the entire treadmill off. So there's a button down here, we can switch this. And then it's really easy to just lift the tread up. And there's a little lock down there. I'll pause for a second so I can lock that. And as you can see, that locks the tread in place, and it folds up, and it's quite compact, so we still have all this space available. So if you want to move it into a corner when you're not using it, again, store it during the season when you're going to walk outside, it's easy to do that. And also it's easy to move it around. So once it's pivoted up like this, you can actually just take the whole treadmill up onto these little wheels down here, push it around, and again, it is narrow enough to fit through a standard door, which is really great if you want to move it into a different room of your house. Use caution, obviously, when you release this. You want to hold this up and then pull that little thing out and lower this down. And there we go, back to our setting for walking. So again, really great option if you're looking for a relatively basic model. Doesn't have some of the bells and whistles of other models that, an automatic incline, for example, or screen. But if you're just looking for something basic to train inside, like I'm doing here, I think this is a good option, and especially if you're looking for a treadmill that's going to fit into a relatively small space. As you can see here, I've got it just sort of in this nook, and it fits perfectly here. It doesn't come out into the side, and it's easy enough for me to move it around the house. So good option for all of those kinds of applications.